no pesa utieme nempo immune system no ana ayemre aya menstrual pains ana tete wo so dia ona aye titiriti wo so asa na nsachewo ana sensunye police ana nkapeso de anko fachewo asthma ntechewa na wa 3p garlic mixture efripiwa for akachine adoi minerals and vitamins wo ne bo nipadua ema niam akoye enso atimi de ma enu ntimi ne wa asesi ameno kasai ya to dono pete ewo ntolom ni ntira so bia to andro bia wo kwa wonsa ebetimi akabe 0248928824 na so ne mpanifo kas oya na wa je natural info adura ya friend prostate capsules ni bi no abobo essence ojonso ntentama najo wojonso bema mu seso wojonso sifita bi furu bema ba na wojonso so ne mu acha mesraw Proslav and about Buana eto so etimetwa enu atitruman capsules hold ma bema na so emre ewom pem eba ne se bia de boss atanu se sia na ba besenko truman babuao Congo ointment e odwaso a eba ne se koko ena tetewo udware na uti wo candidiasis ana hawa wadro ne odia ne so ba contact naturalin e wo 0249017101 na no mo so di kom Alaska Star Enterprise anopai wo magana fo nyina che na wona eba kumasi nyan anu kanwa for shop wo aso etimu aduma one boss for medi hwanimo your first floor Mrs. Anoche Plaza e wonye wa ye bo aduma na kanesa no saban original wallpapers blind curtains 3D and posa 5D natural design style uba we sabab ebekabe eban decorative watches and flowers PVC floor tiles nano Alaska coffee and sweat media bar to be kind of furniture na kachina kwadwo de mamu won cry no your circle tiktok le honma ya wa ye bo aduma 0200 281080 na so no makasa Dr. Lawson ma watiano pay na osay what the Lawson delayman butters and so etmedia ba na adore and so to abo sonso we obi a premature ejaculation and altete we see obi a ojonso hotel mo ojonso ne mu acha we bi won so low sperm count and altete na drone ni onum bi anosom ebako delayman capsules ababuao when a feature no bones and when a feature no twa jadwoni ade nya no we drone ni onum bi anosom ebako and what you say bia e koko pa analtetel anamposa cholesterol na ni nyano Dr. Lawson do ebetu asedemo baby atondo bia kwa benya Lawson be register company limited enu pani bi 0248619999 no ma bon ko Ruta natural product na ja obana fesu so konkro Ruta mesa na ya dese betu 3 days malaria na frumo ama bibia ay kama edemo Ruta life e bo na mo jana circulate na sweat ma circulate na mpobo ma system no sweat ma jina brane Ruta tonic abebuao na typhoid no enu sweat ma to asedemo mesawa da uni fizadu we no kan baby atondo bia wo kwa unse kabe 0244485632 na mpanyimfo so atima kasa Samens Herbal Clinic we ayare sabia obi eko na so chokoko sa ho yade na yade bi ti se ulcer typhoid me pot ebia ode ne sciatica stroke and je yade na tetewo STI ana bema na ba wanya bema na ba so ontime ngoni nya no wodwa ni chema Samens Herbal Clinic wo mebu na mpoma tu sa yade na adiama wodi ne kidney problem diabetes and hypertension ni na amutu asena before sempo omoba hu sem na person ba hu se yade we na how no obekọ kwa lab test nempo o scan out do person twanya yebi enum enso to yakate eno kai se o massage machine enso etimo afia ban physio so a yobi won ma eno so etimo buaw ama bibia etimo kama mesemfo ni chemo enso etimo kumasa sokore mampo yane asokore mampo roba kadadi nhwane mo e juma free jada di kosifi adamementa aya no pono ngotwikosi awia no mienu but for number 0240826995 enso etimo kasa imletaba supplement way aya na se do free canton kapa pharmaceutical research center na diaba na unya do bia ababo ye person so ababo ma system no so tragina brane wona musora ma che ekwa adwuma wona ye gya wadwuma no person fitafo ana po Ghana ni bia wotie me de me kan foto me de ma ababo ama system no so tragina brane ba bia ton do bia kwa super imletaba supplement so rekabi 0535112873 medima for about center doctor the time beto yade no so yade be na tete abani stroke and je yade obana bema ontimengo me potania enkwe ana no etwa doctor at the time about to so fe bema emre aso to mpa udu ya no doctor the time ato so mamwo pokwa so mayira ye bo adwuma enso etwa doctor tenase e wa bua kwa go school jansi e kumase 02447742 0282 now so ne mpanimfo kasa tabia emren ewo dwa so tabia takom be meta fro be tafie ko weekend anu tie no no so ko pepe now so timi so bia kama adema ema pu magudie na akwa tonesa tote enu ati tabia ba capsules no usisi ana ya enu ati na so ma nesa yam tibaba wunya benima beko tabia anesa na zanikia no anam enso chobwa eba infections how do to ase no possible boost to immune system no amana kama me patro bia ton do bia okono kwakojo de 0243 686861 na ne mpanimfo so timakasa na bia kama na nim sam Charistic for say, woman add hindi about mixture, and I sort him the about malaria fever, and I take to typhoid the diabetes wound and a jane, and what is our man capsules no, a member quadia bema, nurse or bema who could go to acidity trasano, Miss Sawadonia Zara Mana, and also ever trust Jamal, and what is our mechanic G capsules no, me porto sebia banasan, Sabia Begun common so, and Amposebia, infertility and a tetero, when your name is Ayadia Biana, a betrust ye, and I'm sorting the manana pay, maybe a turn. Ghana biauka what's up Zara Meshani G capsules and there's a hindi about mixture 0246 348334 Nelson no sweat makasa ye our power specialist Saba hospital ya me doctor Kosia dia yanye what you say be about fatty liver and hepatitis A B C and HR kidney stones what about and so to jamal what the day about malamex na adiaba about malaria fever to ase jamal cough care about mixture no and also so about to ase a day about to Wontumi dia be di kama baby a ton to bia kwa so be ka dro bi namum hospital no mam one cry je kwa benya ACP road power hospital bus stop Kumasi Feyasa bosom chukwa na so Edaya Junction orekodo e otakrade Anaji Estate ya ba Ntama Bank Limited 0244 544422
Well, mera say pona young kwena fe young twaso and ano pay live when they show them cements in no and also our pharmaceutical shops and herbal shops in the muntiano pay say we will be our share in jumedie na where your bema na so your ba obet me aje wo cements again in here adrono your cements vita herbal mesha and then the capsules and after pre-care your powder no so juma passes here there problem e wo mjaw ana what say wo your banner chese wo de irregular menstrual flow and simple diano cramps and how body and surgery or be out juma pa now sciatic and so and ho and I say be associate no medical to will be out to say chanemo juma mo jet traffic no ni ade yema me ma mo so drivers am call long journey no mo drono ya gan eno and ababu na fa sama de abama setrem and some awon pamu be out to enya na e wo chese pharmaceutical shops no and shops in the motor drone we are now what friend number na kwan ba so ba no drone wo mo so ma ayesa direction come afei 0240 616061 one SMS and for no and some kasana Kojak farmer Kojak adaroma omo e the mouthwash and so abana omo Kojak P and Kojak F mouthwash jumedia and some so we use Kojak omo chako toothpaste no and a brush your teeth every and also we use regular fluoride and some other true Syria now what money and so mouthwash in na fe or some other who no me no ebabu abeja minty fresh breath afei wonum ebe hwame mo ahodoa yana nkomu dia rusie e wo se ase and e cheso se e chene wonum aye kokone ne nyina no wo mo betu ase ama abrabia no emse boso bawsi and some ebe fita kama enu ache ebe sama gam enso anya hodem apa ne nyina no enso aye koja kadaroma ana migraine ana about so ti e find a draw e ade bia ba ne ko na ba ne ko ananso mpo dia no aye katana se flu ana achewa bamode enso be pe aye pro code eno aye draw kojak enso ana de aba aye dwaman so wo fra 0244 559597 na onu kojak farmer enso enkasa ebie nie aye sofo roster ebie haba clinic say enche bia akra e branch no wonu som ebie na fana odemienu ana aye adwuma kuma say aye kwara so adwuna say mema ketachiwo ana osabeka ebie ana doma ayin kronso no wo ben Ebenezer preschool no na uyo bia type so wani Debiano, wani aye koko wani asoja nenso nso efu wani ase badrono woko aye ebi ye ho say glaucoma aye cataract ete ana to wani no so nyina no ebi ye nso abehwe wafe wo ye bema na wo fa ebesa jojo aye stroke ana nam kwamu ba ebon kaya awoso kwana utu ase ana prostate enkema enlargement no emma ansana wo so akwakopa no ye nyina no ebi ye nie ye fa doctor number no aye 0541565199 ABA and some other so now high sense and senior high sense that so juma high sense I say woman ace no ubenya biato na showrooms out running in ano who come out south account here from 1.5 horsepower and they call a year 10 horsepower BM no weba j a year standard split I say webenya split inverter and I say a year floor standing aces I know and some bo emma w come and they and we are worship also pebie at the ball living room no anachase your bedroom no na fe offices out running in munya bie and some at the boy boss and my office no inside and so conducive fadama mujumadi amudinti upebia to anyana because showrooms no do so pa 0302 550000 na just only high sense empen for no and some enim komo and anopayemre niamra mahwa ne kan say young question of the day question of the day no young share no proudly brought to by Amusu P Health Balmischa infection adrono and so any question of the day na simple as ABC Dr. Amusu Adarmo say yemusa say we'll start to one now a bench one Paul Scholes and Steve Gerrard start one and of course bench one when and start Paul
Pedro Madina Cruz say on any day I will start Stephen Kwabena Fosu Gerrard and on Odiaba mom's only son. I say I will start Paul Scholes and bench Steve Gerrard. Good thanks also say I will start Paul Scholes and bench Steve Gerrard and on also Etumediaba. Now we see Enoch and so say oba start Gerrard no bench Paul Scholes. Emmanuel Nana Yao Ekins I say Scholes ball pass Steve and on also Etumediaba. Afena na Owusu Atia say start Scholes and bench Gerrard and Odiaba. Nanaya Casti also say I will start Paul Scholes and bench Steve Gerrard and Nanaya Casti Diaba. Prince James say start Paul Scholes and bench Steve Gerrard and Odiaba. Afema Winsa Rodriguez Pele said this one there is too difficult to hey and Odiaba. Afei Frank Ayapelu and so say war fancy I will start Paul Scholes and Odiaba. Samson and Adia said tell you Kwame temperature I say I will start Gerrard and bench Scholes and I tell you about George I am Ponsansa I will start Scholes and bench Gerrard and also to me at the Abba.
Well, my share bear 102 na fe young call I foreign Emma real quick now. Where your Frederick Amwako namesake I'll best start to Paul Scholes now for benches Steve Afei when see a Sylvester the versatile say one ever start Gerrard on any day Bantama by question go say Paul Scholes on any day and will start and Edward Edward also say Gerrard all the way Nana Kwame I say over benches Steve Gerrard not just automatically over start Paul Scholes way and so say I will start Gerrard and I am Mike McBrant and I did in the message you know and so at the Facebook and also bar and I know pay live on the show YouTube for no my man share real quick now young call foreign Emra Joseph Adjuman say monitor live from Croydon no say Gerrard all the way and no sorry Gabriel and Gabriel and then Jana Abaya we say I will start save Gerrard and no Simon emission one also any message and no Simon Ennison I say I start Gerrard and I will say this is the doing of the Lord okay I'm say Paul Scholes and was starting and no Prof Abby and so message you know at the banner and also Dr. Amusu birthday yeah auntie young Dr. Amusu awodapa the pennies doctor no
edu Saturday anopa onnam kwano wa obadima bosu dimirika mirika wotu no trenia wodi no
young Dr. Amusu happy birthday say Amusu TV so am I hear Dr. Amusu no anyame sha na onye okese wakoma panti no obekoso akọ se de siko odi ama wo sa anti o birthday de da wakoma so bia twedi ampon hwe na emrem na enye sa because nya so be de o an kam se nipa and shadan safase de si kwenti nyam nshaw pi na Paul quick mamemfa battery quotes Emma Yamon for because enra omofa 6 hours
sure
very necessary eboa boys ne pa wona BW57 9AA 105 12 hours BW57 9AC F44 BW57 9AA E97 11 and 10 hours respectively. The last two nam the man and of course yemfa last two years way BW57 9AC 80A BW57 9AD D93 8 and 6 O's. The last two course into and one on the Yakwama on the Abemse brand call one opena. I was in my element. Okay, I'm in my element when you're playing the other song, but Boli.
Now you make it right.
Okay. I want an intro.
Wontumi.
Live on socials so you also 101.3 Wontumi FM also you so and in important TV no digital and satellite in you also shara young comment na young fama your man for any Friday sir league no so ne mo ayi hu no and the general starts in abeba
me de beba na me wura ba bi kra
okay tie ba na wa ba me
show wasem bi yesi wo Ghana ye league nim
Samum.
Asem bi esi dada. Nipa na pese esa repeat. Repetition no pese repeat.
Wontumi.
As at this time. Or the konanim.
Wo, ene yem komre Sharak mun take over na yemfa amanfo stories. Ema wonum.
Anwanwa juma no you. Yame wo hoda. Se uji didia. Obeya juma. Ansachre nia no you. Yame wo hoda. Se uji didia. Obeya juma. Ye bompaye Shamaki Israel Yehuwa Ilahenu Yehuwa Ekat we ahata et Yehuwa Elohika bika luvika uvika naveshika uvika miyodika tode yashak in English in the name of Jesus amen.
Amen. Shalom, boy, Kapo. Say, Kapo chairman. I feel chairman. Yes. Got time tabo kukasamu. Pana stories and so Eddie about Shara Yenko Manchester United and Ano Pay. Sorry, Eddie Kadia to the time and says Yan Krana Chasa Manchester across any Atano. Jumana Mayu Amo interim coach. Your father said Michael Carrick Agusuano Bodama Bobo Crefans of Manchester. Now will be say a Jumana Yama manager and Trasuna Fe. One of Anyan Yaman Farmer, a Manchester Bobo Korobaka. Nebimu say Omo divided opinion yate. Ebisu Woody Jumana man on the interim dia. And you carry Kebet and Jumano and some Amanaba substantive a coach. Wontumi Unumso Baye results on also achieving new quasi and some actual wash Arsenal Timono wash just a Liverpool Nomiate a ball a Chelsea a ball a just a Tottenham Hotspur and a clubs out running in one more resource and so unwash a panel and I can't be a Manchester or the Manchester Timono what was qualified Yabania your fans a Champions League anymore now Champions League come qualifying into the no and I'm so I'm about to class a player your fans are Bruno Fernandes Ayobia was say and you're so free Manchester call now Champions League football and Abeno Adoma Bruno and some Aston Yamia Duma Nesses Manchester captain one of Abakoswaya Jumani and Nasia I was say Yatuma and your manager Fansa Michael Carrickasans manager by Jumadi Obiadi and Sasana one of some Abu Pante Meno Casino Manchester officially at the coaching job at Yama coach your friend Michael Carrick Yamia Masame woman you never call transfer market anymore now players back mienu miensa enai anasa bia possibly enum bi a omo giriye paso omo ba womo som na betimi aboa aye coach ne dwumadie no womo som na de bema no na fe wono som betwe ya dwuma no comment no kase no ababa official Manchester United na de dwuma no ensom adama carry common contract no womo ma coach assign until 2028 option of 2029 ensom ababa chesa 2 year down ana manager no ensom assign montomo so ni a won ba activate option of another year ama chesa coach no wono atwaso ya dwuma ensom adama team no ewa branano pay no yere amte tare de aka no nyina no ensom ate bantene manager no na be ya dwuma no de team no ya da wonsam no nyina no ensom ate ama okay sa no pemede batutwa ama wo tese Atalanta womo som boy no ya fa no Ederson ayobi oba be sign ensom adama Manchester metese no nyina no ensom the manager effect sense womo dim komo obakaya na managers no ba ko mienu bia di kamba Manchester akasa womo pe Ederson enye nekra enti yeso boy no be so hu sa wen ana bia oba wo baba ya dwuma dwuma no ana carries ayo na metra to boy no crowd here na onom ayare tata says we join Manchester United wonom any manager na be ya dwuma bom e ka wo ana ma akodana ye fan say Ederson and some baba sign ente amama you barren miracle no bibia chesa akoda we and some aba join ameno kase no and some update ba hun komo no nyina no ye te ema ye che for another pay and some our show so minim say ye ba ko other clubs na mo no yabasha aye England amodiana ansana yare other clubs no some aba na enano pesa wo monitor sports biter me de ba ma wote se from anyone adro ade ba no nyina no na chese ingresi ene no monte so de we bia say we enko world cup we ebeko world cup we enko world cup we enya call up ama chese nkomo no wo mo liki squad no nyina me nano pay me the squad no ba from A to Z wonim sam aye squad no me dema nano pay no ba kurani ho etupa ho na chese before crasa manager no womom ade announcement aba enano pese ayasumasi eno benten ana nyame yadma world cup aba sui womom som akobo ade ama chese o man no omoso England a group ni mo onim san coach no the squad no baya squad am dem anano pe ba kokranse san o enti sharak mame omwa womonya call up near hadie womonya call up no na chese anwo shepa wo hwe listening ma Trent Alexander-Arnold manager one final World Cup no one Kobe and watch Arsenal one Ben White and some Uncle World Cup no me catch also show on Kobe Harry Maguire crowd or the statement by Emma just one wife I first says Zoe one some other casa be anonymous manager first took or say now one Maguire pa me no share ya didn't come now what chances ebi am over show feelings and some area na so one can be one show be when we answer unia kwako posti and some our socials no so ma asa ya did not pretend kuwam and am from some atwetwe hane ha chesa manager no so chesa and one year pass Maguire and some come keep personal Levi Colwell and Kyle Walker Gerard Braithwaite afai Rico Lewis and Fikayo Tomori woman na call up the defenders no woman anyam Robert Medona, Man City fell 14, Won Kobe, Cole Palmer, Curtis Jones, Conor Gallagher, Adam Walton, James Madison, and a Morgan Caps White captain, and some Adam Nottingham Forest, no, one some Uncle World Cup, maybe, and after attack, no, Jack Grealish, and Jarrod Bowen, after Dominic Solanke, Callum Wilson, Raheem Sterling, and Tammy Abraham, and some World Cup, in fact, I squad anymore. Everyone man one no omun to say be so on ma as a question marks kakan ya jana no and I resi a question marks areba na my captain I for say Harry Kane because me no ka say Kane akasa because another captain I had the 3 Lions of England and my referee say omo Black Stars e game one about Croatia and Panama and some ababa na Kane say the message and or you extremely proud esansa and was saying another chance World Cup one some call now moment to be a say no won't take it for granted and you biana when you World Cup and some now or so yakwada kete krano none of that so said that should be a robert me a ball a German my our World Cup no more ana just akwanya and some asamba bi ntoro ne ho crack kan obenya kran ka World Cup no krano ya shase na ne kire ya yentie captain ya fan Hurricane our bene squad no abe official
represent my I'm extremely proud to be going to another World Cup. I never take these moments for granted. These are all the things I dreamed of growing up. So to be able to represent my country for a third time at a World Cup is going to be really, really special. Can't wait to be there with the boys and hopefully have an amazing experience. So really proud. I just want to say thanks for all the messages, all the support as always, and can't wait to see you all this summer. Hi everyone, just want to say I'm extremely
captain I am fan Hurricane and I'll tell ya dene accepts Emma on pay live on the show na ebiumuno mame I manager fan Thomas Tuchel because Tuchel no one some other kakra Tuchel name in squad every year I was so different day I squad no be so chance ma unia de watoto na ni tia we no we on tie de obi kakra anya de amafo kakra no o twen wona Tuchel be so chance onom won't we say adana kopa man kobi adana sumesi weyan kobi ni adono Wontumi fa number 10s ema akoma ko 5 na ebia we kopa na 10 ba wo kodu tournament na wo dana kwa to left wing wo kodu tournament na wo dana kwa to right wing na eba se bia wo fa player profile the same ebia profile makoma ko enum na the tournament wo do mbebo different positions wonom one pan sakra enunti ana wo selection sadie wono some asia no one time will be ano no be enya will be ntoro de wodiri eba se players we ana na why na dwesa wodromo abeko tournament na say yentie coach Thomas Tuchel ewa baway and the first words after sir when name in the squad no coach Ekasai
phone calls over the last 3 days, and of course a lot of thinking, a lot of deciding, a lot of difficult decisions to make. So now I'm feeling in between relieved and excited and ready to go, because once you get the energy back and once you see the excitement of the players that you chose, and once the decisions are made, it gives you a certain edge, it gives clarity, and yeah, in 1 week, a bit longer than 1 week, we're in the plane, and I can't wait to be in the plane and actually be a coach. It was a lot of phone calls over the last 3 days.
So and temper bodies omoko aye World Cup no and some jumadiana say our brano aya sama manager no so ya to jantusha official squad na coach and fans aye Thomas Tuchel do kwa squad ni goalkeepers no omo yemiensa omo manyam wonko no yeri kan omo jana ma wo hwe aye squad ni mo na chesan kwada no bako aye Jordan Pickford ebiem aye Dean Henderson ebiem James Trafford omo aye goalkeepers miensa obechire wo fa Rhys James Tino Livramento McGay wobenya Ezri Konsa afei wobenya John Stones ene Sharo Konsa wo fa Nico O'Reilly Dan Ben ene Spence omo ene complete aye defense no and some adama coach no wo kwa attacker wobenya Hurricane Ivan Toney Oli Watkins ene Bukayo Saka Noni Madueke Marcus Rashford aye Anthony Gordon ene player your fan Ebarachi as eno aye forwards as a coach no and some other corner for middle no wofa aye Declan Rice wofa Elliot Anderson wofa Jude Bellingham wofa Jordan Henderson Morgan Rogers and Kobe Maino na se coach no di kaka sa number 10 for the crown no one am so prefer Morgan Rogers a ball 2 said aye Jude esubon ball enti say Jude am pian kwachire na bia wa mo 6 and Sabia 8 number Sabia Jude abaya me person about 10 me person about 10 Morgan Rogers no na bia 10 no one some other start no your former akwadano and some nakita na no pay no there is some nyina so dem na unim sa story back no our club side pa and some Newcastle amakwadana your fan Anthony Gordon na Gordon and bamun chindiano yabeka bia ma wa ya wesa Brian ayetima wonom ana chese aye likely sir woman some other fa a player your fans Anthony Gordon Edna Bavarians woman some side and one coach abaya press conference na onsa obi aba the last game of the season na manager fans Eddie how abai ana almost abusa coach so pani na anyabia Anthony Gordon situation at say boy no ebe stay anas obako wonim sa afraid coach ni say one kra no wonim Serbia boy no eba the last game Sunday against Fulham and Serbia Quadano and then the last match next manager no kra say or you torn between Akwadana Bako and Serbia Akwadana Enko would you tell some Eddie Howe coach I'm a Newcastle Eddie Tudor.
Answer to that question. That's a difficult one for me to comment on in terms of how he should be remembered, because that's us almost saying that he is going, and there's no guarantee. We don't know at this moment whether it will be his last game. Obviously I've picked a team, as I've said many times, that in the last few weeks that's been performing well. Anthony's come back from injury. He's been great around the group. He's been absolutely part of the team, so there's been no issues. So let's see what happens. I think the right time to give an answer to that question will be if he does leave, and then I'll obviously discuss that with you.
Yeah, John also some Emma Nano pay lives our Wontumi sports buffet Ejumediano Sonano Peno young core Arsenal and Sana later maybe Liverpool fan na onu say Arsenal fans say obi anum say ayani chenkwa because I'm say Sunday crowd here don't pay be a match no mutu di na Arsenal team no many janabes wo hihye team no pa na many can dey betu just say many janu dey dey best Sanko Gio wanyo Mikel Arteta best beyond this season as squad number so now almost so much say Tijani Reinders our born ball at Manchester City over Carolina first timer woman combine amana kwaneno woman Julius says be officially announcement about Manchester United coach na your fan Pep Guardiola and so call after our last game there and Tijani Reinders no woman some betu ya fano amana because of late now one should playing time no manager prefer Bernardo Silva to Tijani Reinders say bi ono ebeba Brian Sharukenom anana chasomo Boniko O'Reilly nom anana mo ye djuma no meto dem 29 am so mo fusa so mo kwa Reinders amobanya no ama Arsenal woro so abegyinam edi amatim no na Thiago Silva also Porto wo mo say ye wo mo nsa man contract bia biem last season or by on the Porto for no Energy League after 4 years edi see chasomo na so ni adiana German can say Chelsea for no wo mo offer edi amano sa kobase bia official Thiago Silva edi announcement aba na wakase bia wa retire wo mo say on be so man role amani play and some ama Chelsea na once we be decide so about retire no do me so mo kan nyina say Silva be ba ka aye Chelsea general coaching staff no na fe ono so atimi contribute edi aboa aye Chelsea because na boy no we be Chelsea nkwada ni team no enti awose bia papa no so ba onsa London so de ehon wo beso wotena na Enzo Fernandez ensom ade no baby ayaba bedru ene say Makacho say coach ene boy ne ebehia na say ya Xabi Alonso akoka say Barcelona enso mo pe João Pedro ebi enso mo pe Enzo obi so say Wapaman Kukuraya wasesa na football tie wo bi kwa no obi aba na eden Chelsea ebe build a great team no manager no Jaminya no say Enzo say and now you can say party where you're more out than in because come on we dear nanka wasanta bia Enzo and some extended a contract I'm a club your father said Chelsea no metesa say apem enwa enkonanim ena no so emenachi sikana one agent ya pastori omutimante no enya de se bia omato aso yemtime no ka say boy no you say or you affected say ehano na Enzo aye disappointed say juma wo ye de ma Chelsea besine womtime kan sika sam ya de ntiana enkosi World Cup no de bibia betumi ase na mom de bensa kan nyina no sa meeting ababa so no de why ready wo mo fa no nkwan de a wonom abesign afa wato aso some Adiama Chelsea, woman some team no. Now, everyone shall say the report. I say, manager for Xabi Alonso, say, we call a Yellow Cruisina, woman some center back on in the year Juma. Your fan say Edmond Tapsoba when you're buying our pair. na remo juma pa kusununum ene tapso banom ene tanom ana mo ye juma andaya alonso e wo banu fia Leverkusen me no ka say no report amenya no so am say Chelsea fana ni aprepa na manager no jiri ba so nya center back no ensom eba ebeka ye cheso mo waka ho ebefa amanioma ensom aye find am team no coach and fan say ana slot awie ne press conference and pay Sunday wo mo balance game against Brentford ana omubusa coach ne so pani na wote aye Mohamed Salah wo hu post no chesa players no I like it former players I like na o Salah social media post no o fan san was say ono enya important and who here the here no say Liverpool aba qualify for Champions League na Salah ensom esia no nyoma no was ono anka so nim say ebia Salah no eyo bia chese o Liverpool said o see here training ensom awo agza ho eno ena here no boys na aba so mo bon ye enti week wey anya Salah nkomo ena o so die ono to be so kan nyina no say last season born now no boy ya ema mo Salah e goals ema mo je title no ensom ade koye na Salah eni age ene senioma nkoya anya fei ano no so ba betoto ayam pra bia na ade bia do no de was Salah sem no kra no enhyira important de here and say Liverpool ebe qualify Champions League yenti ana slot on Mohamed Salah and some post.
No, I don't think it's that important what I feel about it. What is important is that we qualify for Champions League Sunday, and I prepare Mo and all of the rest in the best possible way, and the whole team to be ready for the game on Sunday, and that is what matters. I was very disappointed after our loss against Villa because a win would have given us qualification for Champions League, which we didn't, and now there's one game to go, which is a vital one for us as a club. No, I don't think it's that important what I feel about it. What is important is that
coach and fan say and a slot on also the no na manager no all team news or say the goalkeeper fan say Alisson Becker is available for Brentford a game no and Alexander Isak and some are available for that game no na manager say obaso ball Arsenal one team no and some Arsenal congrats enko Emma Arsenal team no one didn't come out to say Arsenal at the Premier League our brand just I'm say goals so share ni no 40% from set pieces enti our Liverpool and Susia because any bono what ball pass ya come to munko na just bia woni bono ya to say adeba kra na Johnson and say wo so nya set pieces goals ni bi na no ya kra no am so mo first goal kra mo the set piece and some na share enti obo Arsenal abasonom from next season the set pieces no and
all of the rest in the best possible way. The last 10 seasons, this league has been won by other teams. Not reset, but football has evolved. Football has changed. I think, first of all, I'm hoping someone would have asked me that question at the start. But let me, in this position, congratulate Arsenal by winning the league, the club. Miguel and his staff for a great accomplishment. Winning the league here in England is never easy, and they've done a tremendous job this season. But so congratulations to them. But for me, they've been a different champion than the last time. The last 10 seasons, this league has been won by other teams. First of all, because it's the first time in 30 years that a team. 40% of his goals they had from set pieces. I think Luis Enrique said, and I completely agree with him, they are maybe by far the best team off the ball in our league, but I also think in Europe. So football has changed, has evolved, and we have to make sure we are able next season again to compete with Arsenal and with City again with our own brand of football, and we have to find the right balance in that. But we have to know and understand that football has changed, football has evolved. We saw this week also again with Villa that scored the first 2 goals, the first one from a set piece and the second one in the second phase set piece. So we have to take that into account, but we also have to take into account that we play a style or brand of football that our fans like.
Manager friend say and a slot or no, and your daily excepts at the amount in the press conference, and no, and just what there is somebody to your goalkeeper. Your father said, man, one no, and so our Bamunchi, Minoka said, Brian Timino, one more crack ball on dear Pokal final, Yamia Duma, and also China and a sack game, and no other cost our Berlin, also Bamunchi called Berlin, a chapao, some more crack ball, a yaka final, a chapantina, will be any agenda, Noya, and will be our pra, one of us so much as a calf, and onto me, Jonas Albig, I know, and Yamian Motina, I'm game and a Basono, one of some other started battling in a tea, German Second Noya, and a squad, and about travel, I call a Berlin Archer, some more crackable side game, and to squad our coach, your friend, sir, your penny, just a Vincent Company, one of some other back, and no, now, we squad anymore, not just say, will be our Harry Kane, Shama Musiala, Nico Jackson, Luis Diaz, and Chesa Itone Guerrero, Conrad Lima, Fein Jai, and Lenat Catches and Koramia. Woman, me say, Yamian Mountain against Stuttgart. Woman, so Cocobonafe, woman J. and some other woman as well. No, and you update free on my sweater banana pay. Now, Caesar Spiliquota was say, Yaman to just say, a federal retire from professional football. Or no, Caesar Spiliquota, Edward, some SC, Wahan gain boot, and free Cray, Wontumi Amabo Biabian clubs or boy, and you know, from a year, Chesa, Marcel, Batchels, and any Aletico, any I can say, what will be a Saint Aspiliquota, and some other summoner ADSC. Now, we draw Letico, Madrid, also Letico Fono, now I want some come out time Kosopa. Now, come on, Letico, not Chesa Man for Tight D and some and say, Yam Promo, Diego Simeone, and was some, and one idea, and I watch it, no sustain on a boys, no, one born in your fat. Now, on say, Udru Spainer, and come on, more Ned, almost one for Jumanema Marcelino, some Pamo Aya Simeonia, and our Corana fans are Marcos Llorente. Llorente said, ha, one Pamo Aya Simeone, now the Jumana Mahwine, Marcelino, coacher, or no, Joanim, I be a player again, wait, and no kind obsessed, now, a boy say, so Omuma Samani Janaba, one of the one to many manager in Yajumao. It is a Marcelino Badiano call one Sanya and the coacher. Your phone, sir, Diego Simeone Dia, Nanya with the Luis Enrique, and about on one of them tomorrow. Boy, say. Sawu Pamo Simeone dia nani odi Enrique and because after Simeone no what do you about Enrique be a good option and some day ama ayetim no baba ka so de adwuma be ma Marcelino de anya munya nkwada za o and no aye de fa kwada na so ye and some day ba player ye fa Eric Garcia FC Barcelona and omo training na course so de twa to kra wo mo be bo omo last game season mo na just oginam just and Frankie de Jong Gonom and Yate, woman, you know, some training ground, so no ma, woman, you're Juma Adama Tim, no Jones Kunde, one of Wama Kunde, and your training. And T. Achasa proud to our last game against Aya Bayenciano, and yes, Kunde, Ebabosa Gamer, and also Abaso, now Marcus Rashford, and you say, welcome come keep post on IG. Nah, Rashford say special thanks. Kwadiama Juna Emery, Aston Villa coach, no Hansi Flick, FC Barcelona coach, Anna Chesa Thomas Tuchel, and we England and so coach was a Aston Villa as a team, Barcelona as a club, England as a team, or dominance was to say brand more day at the man no Emsa Omochan or dog, Omochan or Domochan or dog. Nessa I know Manchester team ADM PMO. Now I want to answer a man for Jumuya because I had there Rashford. Manchester on Samobium. Now, I want them, and I'm at German say, yes, of course, I say, oh, the Ampa, a cranby also of Fasubiama Quadano, what on some Enya Cranafe, what also Popiano, some power, almost Fasomano, and some other bones or Postiano. I just 1 hour ago, Uchake, the IG stories, Cecilia Mino Cassia, I just 1 hour ago, and a Marcus Rashford, and a South Postano, and some Okoto manager, your father's a flake essay, woman talk with animal. Yeri kani ababa tutwana na no pay no yesema you for somebody o mo twentampa mo first kanimra 30 million euros. I was somebody ba and send a World Cup and I shall see you. Motrin Emma Kudano World Cup and Bana, Nemorabo Copedia, the Annie Moama Samuel, 80 million for some Trampasa and Tampa Brandon Suduno, and some so our Brano Peno, yet update about Tiago Alcantara, were free a year coach, and some coaching staff anymore. Alcantara Crocodine, Jumedia Fufro, Archesanum, Kakra, and also Bamino Casa Madrid, Omaria. One training session and some of Vadebabas. Now, Fallen Mendy, Adam Militao, Trent Arnold, Rodrigo, Anna Vinicius Junior. One more absent. A man training. Now, Vinicius, the same canon of person Krum, and no Clamanum, and a man of Quine. Shuamani, and your BMSA, where you're training Kakrasiano, your partial. Anna Arnold and Sodianum. Yes, say when you flew, I don't know what went to me and training. Na one Laporta, Equacasa, Madrid for the Gentian Andrea Florentino Perez, and some Equaye. Just say a quacky can some cocan some of press conference, no, as same any dinner, was what did you pass a yao. Na one Laporta said Florentino Perez, no. One in your wire pa, one in your wire, one send season Uncle last season, one more called trophyless. This season, I'm more called trophyless. No, I was over Toto, I am Pia, no Toto more, and the petroners, the Sanabea, and almost supporters, and almost focus, and some Aquan and also dancer, one more Bonnechi, and into the mouth penino, Abaya press conference. No, now Vera Balwa, Ebetanasiano pay, and your press conference, no, Omubusa Balwa say, what Yasmano pay, one Laporta Hoka, Annabelle was one. Laporta, they are saying for us some serious. Laporta. What's the son of so cry? Na a dear cost for who? Nam, I was here, can want some Tabiano. I am Negrera, and so case, Ebesine. Ye who are some Puma Sibra, say now, Quasutra say, and Abania, now for about 20 years, any other Timbako, a Tresca, and some other Magna freeze, a influencer, a young matches, any idea. What's what did you pass? And you normal, sadness and Wakra, no go a young fee. I say, Hadia, referee be demanded a match, player pra. Emoja pramno, not the same referee. Yes, the cup final. Jamano, what are you negotiate? Torudia, what did you about Sanio Mal Crosswell League and Yakra? And I can't finish about Oria and what the source to say. Well, born the last game. Ovia will free Madrid and so I call Madrid a coaching job and you know and some other better so will free Real Madrid what the players not say woman am I a better person what the club no woman supporters and Penifono and some and will be as to say woman man a quite amateurs or a Belua and some other Jumana Timon and Ashraf Hakimi echo court answer Obana. What did some to Akimi so sir were raping just sexually? I guess Akimi are sorting while abusing no and only a cocotta. Yes, one catch a cotton say Omunya nam seat. Na nam seat and some and sir Nipano or the assembly buyer what the charges and that's what they so no evidence be anywhere. Just only enough evidence in Tabasana court at Nasam so enye into Masan into Mubabikra and no Aya and Hakimi court one some other court Aya court no and some Monya and no Kakra and no Abamano Casa AC Milan. Yes, almost quite no. One more stay now just a retreat. I will Milanello. Will be on coffee this season. Now, AC Milan team. Omoya Jomo bet to me beer. One of them one say and Guasiano Adoso. I will say Sisi Nyamia Masame. Omo Shisha team nie. Na started your free suro Obakai openina. Your phone Adrino Galliani. Galliani a yes Sergio Berlusconi of blessed memory. At time no. Na Galliani a see what my AC Milan team no. Na and now almost say almost something about back. Matissa and Penifol be and some nominating sir. Woman Samana Maya Jumanama A Similan said there be a structure no. Woman some Abagana Kama. Ebi Luka Modric. Almost one more Julius Modric ever stay Aquacosi a year 2027. Now Sana ya red board and a new cancer with Jam Modric and some Manoko and also I don't know and Atalanta. One more coaching job no. Coach Alfonso Marizio Sarri. One Demian Somodemano, woman 3-year contract, Afibiano, I have 3.5 million euros a season, and our coach, your friend Mauricio Sarri, and some Abache, Wano, and our Kakuya Jumadiama Club, your friend say Atalanta, Amano Peno, your update about Roma for Paulo to Bala, Nanko Premier League Nimaba, Baso Bia Shadem feed the Bala, Intimatesa, Roma Diano, Obeturisi Council, now Obianan Koje 8 million plus 1 million, Nesan Koje 9 million euros a season, when you have a tesum at the above from Kranafe on one side, and some Bessia call I nano pay the update, and some Adema, young Fensina Yamabe from an Afe, young Twasso. Question of the day. Question of the day, young Shano, I proudly brought to you by Amusu P. Health Balmischa, infection at Drono, and so any question of the day now, simple as ABC, Dr. Amusu Adaramo say, Yemusao say, we'll start to one, now I bench one, Paul Scholes, and Steve Gerrard, start one, and of course, bench one, Wayne, and start Paul.
Pedro Madina Cruz say on any day I will start Stephen Kwabena Fosu Gerrard and on Odiaba mom's only son. I say I will start Paul Scholes and bench Steve Gerrard. Good thanks also say I will start Paul Scholes and bench Steve Gerrard and on also Etumediaba. Now we see Enoch also say oba start Gerrard no bench Paul Scholes. Emmanuel Nana Yao Ekins I say Scholes ball pass Steve and on also Etumediaba. Afena na Owusu Atia say start Scholes and bench Gerrard and Odiaba. Nanaya Casti also say I will start Paul Scholes and bench Steve Gerrard and Nanaya Casti Diaba. Prince James say start Paul Scholes and bench Steve Gerrard and Odiaba. Afema Wisa Rodriguez Pele I said this one there is too difficult to hey and Odiaba. Afei Frank Ayapelo also say war fancy I will start Paul Scholes and Odiaba. Samson and Adia said tell you come temperature I say I will start Gerrard and bench Scholes and I tell you Diaba George I am Ponsa I will start Scholes and bench Gerrard and also to me at the Abba.
Well, my shot by 102 now for young call I foreign and my real quick now. Where your Frederick Kamwako namesake I'll best start to Paul Scholes now for a bench Steve Afei when see a Sylvester the versatile say one ever start a year.
Radikita kakra.
Many aji no paper.
Sao. When you carry the
Oh, David, say Jada. He say a friend open opposition word.
Ah, India, Sunday.
He say Jakra to Crucium. Neja top.
I don't know who senior most Michael Tiaji post no say on an intimate that this one say be a hurricane Bukayo Saka no free. Coach now Mazana.
Work up there, you try and play everything to your advantage. As a Daniel there. Maybe Muso share says we want the test set to grab across the share, which to me.
And you know, correct.
So be on the Carlos Crest.
Ghana, no, Yanni game no a pension.
Oh, yeah, we saw what the Carlos Crest day back team.
Oh, see, young more game now.
You want with the opposite over.
Yeah.
By any name, the two shall buy.
Oh, yeah. And they no credit. Whoa, Yababa so new.
Let's see what could be.
Don't you move, yeah, no.
I don't know.
Yeah, be out of it.
You are so quiet and tremendous. I don't know. Why ready for new thing?
Why do you want for the wedding? Share. I don't want to be a fun wedding. Share. Muga. Rashford, Diano.
Oh, so who name born or I'm for the different level.
I nyasem with you.
Champagne no Besha World Cup no kwaya benefit 3D. Maybe Susan Shen, near Quayata Breno. To the Nipa was one fan who called World Cup. And you enjoy World Cup or a business.
Yeah, cover as
Brazil bet me, I won't bet me, I just Brazil count. Because born out, could I never born and say,
the history of World Cup in HSA.
2010, you could be no cancer with Joe. Yeah, wait a minute, and World Cup.
One on the last dance, I come and name about common barren injury.
No, no credit.
I don't know about the ball World Cup in the morning.
I had the old connect to say what our Chinese and Guraguso, my way, William and Efe.
Matty,
by a casa, we would not so going to be with Murano. Yeah, maybe a free ball. But go watching a near Efe. egu watch na ni ya efe ba ka say oh yimura na we later na we audio watch o ka say there be the food na watch na na aduane e be mo amen but the ngura no go ni we nu nyina no ya afefe de
yes afefe de
game no ya failed no so failed no so na game no wo failed no so
obi deliver
ni obi ka say na mantimi deliver eno ne ya twen hu no de wo deliver so atwam kentwa mu di aka bebe jati koyi ke discuss the position obebo football de wi a no wi ni apedin dia ma ya ma legend ni a performer captain ni a bibi no aje na de akodi ambassador mezabda se ana ambassador yaw so da so boss so dia ni ama jesi ni mienu o you can't stay in the middle and no ni di Champions League hon komo game we be fireworks World Cup season komo England in the lineup me ba ho kakra and now coaches no so e ba no show kakra but World Cup nen komo no okay maybe my start me kala tata dey na me here no because I had few questions I didn't see me here no first of all picture na run dey home komo training ground PG4 dey no I was telling you why Mania Jelu Enrique because self-awareness is positive for everybody's life. He is aware of his system's failure and we started to say deal with and the system and they say we're building a system that's so much visible on the ball. Without the ball, extreme quality in the final third. Also to me some questions from Luis Enrique. And we saw that against Bayern in the Champions League. And now formation na make one some of. Number one question, I have two lecturers and no I'm gonna do home come on make catch say. Why didn't me formation no. I'm catch say your boy 11 players. It's a coach be a match more. There's a tactical preparation away. It will share lineup on the world TV no so no. Over for two colors no. Two colors no but say over check no. E be there and so 11 because the 11 players nebo.
But where you goalkeepers need defense in the free.
It means where you goalkeepers need defenders in the free. National defenders no so our you free na. Over builder from midfield to attacker. Let's say okay akwa be 2-3 players be per na so. Enka Shadrack mo de buy out enka be me de pa. And na training grounds. Luis Enrique dey na you discuss here.
Yeah.
Now all hold you on wahama make a crabby. What will your TV aye colors in year 2 no?
Yes.
You discuss black and first of all. Black no Beraldo and Zabani PG who come on no baby who Kvara Fabian Dro Lekan in and then who Ibrahim Mbaye formation way so all started from a chase the formation you cannot by principles of the game you started from goalkeeper so 1-4-4-2 1-4-2-3-1 but usually the one is a constant figure so one you don't change the keeper better bonum now into us started 4-4-2 4-2-3-1 it is a 4-4-4-4 I didn't come out for 4-2-4-1 let's just a combo 11 so but what you say into 4 into medachri akoka free and watchi it's about 3-2-4-1 na free so ho asem na ye kan dia na PG you know Marquinhos will start the game you know Pacho will start the game Mendes Hakimi 4 the best start the game no achiro what the 4 no best so na the keeper kan akwa 12 players internet is a coach you know back 4 no oba boba ko row no as a makeshift back 3 instead of naturally fresh central defenders you know or more 2 in addition to one of the fullbacks and until the arrow we are to change no Patricia arrow no just say only one of the fullbacks in the Kobakunko Ebeko say Patricia say at some point Hakimi will go then Mendes will stay to make it free at some point Mendes will go Hakimi will stay to make it free but none of the times and I will say Luis Enrique when the 2 fullbacks you know attack it just as what ball amaye hu no and until na flip dice you know o check here o say Vitinha so ne Lucas Hernandez so 10 dice na so dey ba into also the free the beto achi Now check ni say no. Let us go change any formation. Why formation we? Let us who's a problem be when the games in our bono. And until our pick a double pivot. Lou Enrique game na ye kwako bono yaw. Me can say we say no twem quickly. Why nya there because he is a code man. We Pep Guardiola sin chan on a code man. Me case a code man. Obey BB. Just a letter no.
And I'll bet you
see. Obey BB. You're ordinary. Yeah, be. But there's something after game, no. And it be decode you bet you see. And I know na US president. Okasra Xi Jinping, Chinese president, and on any crop for business guys. And a China for the host too, no. But at the time when a meeting in Koswan Kasan, who say we a high stake diplomatic meeting. And then because we all admit say globally you superpowers na US decline. But then there are other countries that chasing US for over 100 years and people feel so much draw. One of them is China. So say Trump because of China for now a call for raising in our attention say wow we would encourage sabi omon ko bi na ase but for them to agree say Elon Musk Brian Ko Pete Hegseth Brian Ko Mark Rubio Brian Ko offer from the top tech guys in na so menko
yeah
let's just say one of to say China drew but when we man for analyzing situation there were many codes in the meeting. One of the codes they say come back and go check it Trump here Xi Jinping etia chekomi ru akonyo moteso Xi akonya no so say Trump akonya no because some person Xi appear big and they say kamenu mi na me production team na ya plan say ya na host but mama makonya no jijim dem say
hini bi no
nti wo say ma sha wo so
tension aba wo
ko he mi no akonya no but at the meeting no am fan recognize it after meeting am for check who say Trump dey no temu say akonya na kete energy akonya no ekese
wasamba ne krom
another meeting point am for analyze omo serve here China for mayo na na serve ahofefo no say bi mu security personnel enyo mu nyina na waitress ma menchire kakra ma mensu kakra do Elon Musk crowd drink no do be bugu Elon Musk dey no o hwe na ni afa na man for ko back ko analyze na ni
no bia keke
yes your friend code you need time to decode it the question Louis Enrique your friend junior so because say o you overthinker after the Champions League final against Mikel Arteta because as some dey come dey chere Pep Guardiola and now overthink sir I didn't overthink sir e told me say hey Pep Guardiola me donya mo genius hey akwa hey that is who we have been because we are saying inventors in nyina no more doubters omo yellow flights omo yellow lights all of the inventors before I beju atumo no ubenya doubters Champions League final way Mikel Arteta is coming from the dark and Louis Enrique feel light mo neighbor dark as in the sense that very very difficult for anybody so be Paul Mikel Arteta starting 11 CCA Wontumi
true
starting 11 Wontumi mo nsi so it means say Louis Enrique trust no analyze nyema obebre when e be left wing ho no be able Trossard no be able Martinelli obo Trossard opo bi okrukra ball won na ase ball kete or closed pocket control but Martinelli and Antonio Semenyo so between the two players and yeah say Uncrophone be so they will give us more spaces Martinelli be fit wa ha and Uncrophone be set deep enemy here Trossard will be your quicker good finisher between the two or engage box on me here Trossard obebre ansa na who say obebo Odegaard and also obebo Eze okay I'm thinking about the two say no obo Eze in close pockets with me or first good touch ball no channel with me manipulate ball with me caress and in around the zone 14 where the Biana Vitinha echo my space better hono I feel say Eze a good shooter of the ball na exatico oh there be na pressure by so a na pedo be kura ball be maintain possession deeper Odegaard so take care
Wontumi
na Declan Rice and Che hono why na be ho Lewis Kelly and Azubi Mendy
na say Mikel Merino kura na ho atoni be ball
once o kura so disturb me wa ha
Merino so interview he was like or yes or be team no omo nyina option so weekend dey bia Mikel bet me am almost some minutes on only Julian Timber say the Arsenal the okay squad no kwano say Mosquera na bebo 2 and our Timber be start okay hen Kapi e bebo 3 no and I say obutama Lewis Skelly no kra ko 3 wine to say the City ball reality bi
because Lewis Kelly is option for sa left back no
or drifting in to say the reality no so
yeah really roll no if you lose Kelly profile na homete because now you have ball decline che ho utimi so ball on money to set things I know utimi ball che so Arteta squad no analyze no yaw obre but imagine it me say Arteta be ball on the line of efficiency Luis Enrique benya more chances e dey ache Mikel Arteta but Mikel Arteta nya 1 2 3 chances kra no I think we take those chances me kind of credit actually if I tell you say before Obaji EPL na me your chance e dey Mikel Arteta around Champions League na me twantro but right now psychologically Arteta only boys in nkasa wo and if you know cause of Bob the actual mo and now when you can fight for your teammates you can light up together in the room and no we psychologically the guys have seen win in their deba lady no ba how much about two boys no actually what did o catch them I say is it real it is real because omaje title the feels a bed in a free so obi en free chire me ball mo they are free title real psychological work situations be define final no e bia reference and semi be red card early goal those in your money be but me catch say Mikel Arteta ko go no ho de am Luis Enrique na me da down oni am born boot for boot na your more days ahead of that game no tienko there has never been a major tournament for England e wa bra yenya pre-tournament dust and rolling on the street e be na see the beer call up about we and can your 100 players say FIFA say odi ma kwan 400 mra and England for 400 players yeah unim say omma akwa busa say na won freshly young no Fufu Jones open such as say 100 really should be part of the 100 we always want to talk first of all coach bia no the national team dia wan enim die eno do moko coach bi empe noise e won squad ho France 98 second tone and David Ginola no mujoma so for France you couldn't move without them but France inform me no come plan ho because some me no no there be a controversy ho Free Lion squad no o she coach ni nim biemu a op dominant players yana man for twema sa coaches no kra op players are primarily dominant in their positions. So for two na ye bono who defend better as a 2 or primary job on the 2 hour and then san wajunu or first 6 or pedo 6 o squad no say
England Diano
yes so o share the number 10 for now yeah you Chelsea atade no go nchen date na se Copa Mako tournament to be so we are speaking to a method like Declan Rice, Elliot Anderson. I'll be back to the defense. Jordan Henderson. At this point of the conversation, we'll be crossing Jordan Henderson. He wants somebody who can play as a 6. Naturally, give me that role as a 6. Middle part of the season after Amorim so no. The role no bono. He's looking for somebody between about 8, a natural 8 diamano. A natural 8. Feel 14 wine wants me 8 kakra. Only say you're placing me a hybrid or more hybrid profiles, no, or more coaches in brave problems.
Wontumi.
As we 8, as we 10. Coach, they say me per 10, I me per 10. 10 no, some yet I hold on my 11 and my Iba Copa, my James with my Boru in the army. And just Morgan Rogers. He's working effectively for Aston Villa this season. For the bottom and now about 8. Whichever, baby, I will be uniform a fee. Pep Guardiola and you soon. For the will be on any one to qua. And yet Thomas Tuchel. A Pep Guardiola and on one to qua. Kopama Nikwasi Kobe. He lacks the rhythm. He lacks sharpness.
Yeah, true.
As a number 10, he's not sharp. No, Kopama is not sharp with the ball. Without the ball, he doesn't offer much. Kopama, why you don't be at the border? He doesn't go to the ground. The game not to say Iniesta. Either say on the ball or more a lot. Because without the ball, he doesn't offer much. The game just say Ozil. Okrabona na uhuno. Without the ball, they didn't Ozil deba. Yeah, what would you community no? And those players no to say James or Colombia. Because James Rodriguez. They are not players a bit more defensive role. You need to find them on the ball. On the ball, they need to be sharp. They need to have rhythm. They need to have telepathy with the rest of the squad. Kopama, when you're sharp, he lacks the rhythm. It is a chance in the bomb now. Question Thomas Tuchel. Admit it. Kopama is not really on form. Rashford about game. Best started in England. Bukayo Saka best started all right here. Free man attack, you know. Rashford, Bukayo Saka, and a Hurricane.
Yes.
What you need and yet another scoring number 10. A 10 who balances between the midfield and the attack. A quite better who should go to be the account.
Rogers.
That's Morgan Rogers. In the ideology of Thomas Tuchel, was about complicating him. And we see the ball spin coach in Barcelona. Right now, the best goalkeeper in the world is David Raya. Number 2, Opese argument about Uncle Far. Obaba Juan Garcia. But so me no national team no munya improve visa. Nipa do ma tournament. All bo excellent season. E dey am club side no. Ono maintaining the position on national team no. Yaw, e chinye bi ani ho. Okofa Raya be dem Juan Garcia Crawford no beba. Okofa Juan Garcia Arsenal Crawford no beba. Okay, all of you me no your backup. For national team, you haven't really proven much. Thomas Tuchel ejuma woyema England no. The SSA or call no queen ye the defense and we need defense.
So Ntina Maguire into me slotting.
Maguire didn't hear you.
Call Maguire under Southgate. He will say some Maguire any form our club side or the no crimes was it the Euros. Mubiakas na Maguire power club cry money mubina. You see. Okay boy, it's a peculiar situation. But so share the attack and also a far 9 for 9. One share hybrid profile no as a metim melody line kakra sai kai have vet Firmino mu profile no o delay again Oli Watkins were 9 Hurricane were 9 Ivan Toney were 9 he looks out for those players. Marcus Rashford a profile he say me bon 9 he took him for the tournament as a left winger. Bukayo Saka as a right winger. Morgan Rogers as a typical 10. Hurricane as a center forward. We are okay, you know. Imagine them say, "Okwa come 4-2-3-1." Declan Rice and then Kobe Menu, Obobo Muminu. No about Frey, no, not the Hurricane at the top. But what I say? Kobe Menu, Declan Rice, double pivot 1 and 2. Rashford, Jude Beko bench.
Oh, Jude don't want to more Declan, and don't want to more Kobe Menu, no. And how about Bukayo Saka and Rashford?
So before now, Tuchel and Ankasa Kra Eddie can
or the two screens are I think a pictorial form of positions of various collabs and the players now from to the national team, just to understand conversation now we're having to pick the right positional players.
Besides, maybe the message may share by virtue of the Jude your club side. How Kronya position? Jude position man of Madrid. Speak to me from Baby and Freeba in the ideology of Thomas Tuchel. How or fitting a lineup no any of it or any place no. Jude best position. The free clubs are able to see a position by 10 no. Do we need to put Jude ahead of Morgan Rogers?
I don't think Jude will remember more 10. Jude and Bello by more 8. The first season.
Yeah, me share Ancelotti.
And Ancelotti then an 10. But see, I was a new in case 4.
No boy in Ankasa pay 10 because 10 are no bonanema no those numbers. So Ubaka the last time England a bar or maybe qualify so kaya someone took a kaya Jude so microphone and yan shedani home because coaching say a nice or any selection but prefer Rogers no as a 10 2 Jude.
Who's there? We are, how many people in the order? Yes, any order. What's that Jude Nkwan position? No,
yeah,
yeah, Sivo can 8, Messiah can 10, and me can 8 and 10. Make a second striker. Jude loves to stay behind Hurricane. No, just Sally Braro, no, or behind striker, or call Rashford or Kakra, or Kosaka or Kakra, no, Siaba, Declan name, could mean walk Kakra. He wants that freedom. The Kayana Eze, Yana Modema Eze, no, or mobile or your mobility job or pick ball be able to be asked. That's who Jude wants to be. But yeah, but Sivo wanted to make a point. Me name that point, and I said, "I'm related to media."
Jude in the field, sir, or you're more relevant. I won the first Madrid season until he feels that if he gets the same chance, I will England possibly obey to me ISR, but they took it on so per air drive. Which I don't think he offers that. I would say Jubileum Equitabone the movie that Solskjaer as against Morgan Rogers or Eberiche Eze. I think the two are ahead of him in terms of drive. Then for ball, in fact, Brian carry young finding spots to score. And to hear no onye hypocrite when he doesn't like something or mania obvious. Or can about Trent Alexander-Arnold and the fact that Onya games or can about Jude. That was why I call us viewer on friend. So I like the lineup, no, in the squad. No?
Whoa, yeah. Meza, Bray.
Interesting with how the World Cup no turn it out. I've always said because a tournament no and shed matches be it's a marathon intino. Obiafa players or Jomudi, nor the Omako, Omo fitting to the Opesoye, nor the Omako achieve the results. But normally, the reason why coaches goes for players that have been at the World Cup before, especially in critical positions, the stage fright are normally a tie C World Cup. And say, be the player be could now match in the tension room, pressure room, Caribbean Hanrako Fambo. And I did justify, I don't know, for even first time is near. The number of times you've seen countries are Omoji World Cup for the first time in so many years now. Yeah, see, I can say I go back to even starting from 1994, a day bar 94 when Brazil won the World Cup. Yeah, no majibida na 98 France beje for the first time. 2002 Brazil no majibida almost abeje. O check 2006 Italy no majibida almost abeje. 2010 Spain no munyibida anomeje. 2014 Germany had already won. France had already won in 2098 near the ban almost abeje 2018. Argentina 2022 no majibida. So o check the span from even 94. Eba ya obesi sambre. There has been only 2 new winners when it comes to the World Cup. Meaning say at the fufuro bi epiem World Cup bia no ne rate of success na mention the news ru bebre. Itina teams ni bebre go into the tournament omo picky players omo ni momo because they believe this is a tournament you can't afford to take risk with it. Nukura woman with the England setup ni nyina agina say yaw Thomas Tuchel agina way untimi perform in any way anyhow below whatever Gary Southgate yama the English national team untimi because England for na benya gidie bi say Southgate peja omu team no from baby and obi hu ni say omo nya de to a certain position obi abehunu omo so omo ye competitors. It's your more appointed Thomas Tuchel on the Waba. Moon is a one idea more better line. Ya hope so what say. One idea more tra line to be say, oh, ya ben then about all fair.
Yes.
Because in the last few years, under Gary Southgate, England have bought the finals of the European competition international 2 times. About the World Cup semi-final. The other one, the quarter-final na France day. It anything below quarter-final or even the semi-finals of the World Cup, Thomas Tuchel will find himself wanting. Because I'm for G2 say Gary Southgate, no apemo baby, I was a munya, coach or Muji 2 years or a winner. Ediom betra no makwa akoje. It's na makolap na oye no. To him, I think nobody can dispute whatever Thomas Tuchel wants to do at the World Cup. It makes so much sense to what he explained. This morning, I gave him the benefit of the doubt to listen to what he was trying to mean. I said the entire offer just Spence over Trenton or near say, just Spence defended so well. Or said to me, ball left back, said to me, ball right back. It or a player or a proper asset here day. At the man. Uti also Wontumi fan on my 10 baby fan consider na Utineka. Full Fodin, Morgan Games White, on Metro, and now Fino do be combo position. So meaning he chose the squad based on one, specialities in certain positions. Number two, Jidia or Mumu any odor or D2 say or these players can be able to give them the best. Nobody disputes with Thomas Tuchel on that aspect. But maybe an issue in the Jinani say, question say, is this the best team to take England to the semi-finals of the World Cup? I would say no.
Why no one now feel say I was uncle make it cut no? I want for man room.
Yeah, I'm really surprised with the exclusion of a player BT say Kopama. I'm really surprised with the exclusion of player BT say Harry Maguire, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Young teams now are competing for World Cup. Young shadi kakra new. France about World Cup ni no bejimeboa. Young go back to 2022. France players been an omobo team na no stadium. Kunate meboa. Saliba meboa. Upamecano. Ana there was still Julius Koundé meboa. Kylian Mbappé. Aurelien Tchouameni. Adrien Rabiot meboa. Kante 2022 Kante na nkobi Griezmann de beshi Grace
ana
kolomwani mu ene ye ko World Cup no we den France starting 11
Wontumi
we Hugo Lloris ni free mu a Mike Maignan na be new abeshi but her spine ni yo Kunate ni Saliba are still part of the team meboa ana enye omo na eba Upamecano ni Kunate Julius Koundé enyo Tchouameni wo ana meboa wasesa Rabiot na asesa na because France for starting midfield train new na ye Rabiot Tchouameni ana Griezmann what you say ana ni mo ho no na ye Kylian Mbappé Olivier Giroud then na Dembele mo so apel ni Kingsley Coman mo ya what the metre no ene ye ko World Cup na Griezmann ni ho na Kante ni na abeshim. But Kante now abeshem ne kura bo World Cup ni bi in 2018. Kylian Mbappé need that team. So now you look at the level of experience. Newton Kasem say Oko national team way different from club side. Say dressing room on omo national team ni bi ache na do tough times aye wo kwa omo fa so. And responding to certain things. And these players we've mentioned, it's not only because they play for the national team with greater abilities, but I think when it comes to committing themselves to the team, no, top notch. Uyo mu free honoma Spain. Le normal be call World Cup ni bi. Meboa. Marco Cucurella on call World Cup ni bi. Rodrigo Cascante, Rodri. He will be there. Meboa. Uyo Rodri ni di nisi nchen Lamine Yamal will be there. Nico Williams be wo ho. Femi Lopez be wo ho. Meboa. So there's proper continuity at a certain level. From World Cup na born in 2022 no. Oshe France, Oshe Spain. Even Germany cry ya di o matem. Rudiger ko World Cup ni bi. On fa manono ya. Wakatro bi asa manono ya na ekwa no on na ekwa ye na World Cup number 1
from retirement.
Goalkeeper. Na gudie na manfo kodi wo World Cup onum no. So look at that tangent munam. Argentina bibia no webesesa. Cuti Romero be a pro in Argentina si Belgrano. Lisandro Bekobi. Oh, Otamendi Bekobi. Ya na meboa. Martinez no onko bi ana. In fifi no ye dem kra na ye kwa. Rodrigo Di Paul ni nuamo Enzo mo na ekobobo no. Ne de Nico Paz ma betetare ho kakra. Brazil na me check your lineup. 2022 na Marquinhos. Oh boy, Alisson Becker no kan. Danilo ya di na team ya na Danilo kan bi. Alexandro was part of the team. Paqueta Kobe. Casemiro was part of the team. There was Neymar dos Santos Jr. and they almost name a play plus wafa Neymar de neko. So look at the tangent of how the collapse of these national teams, proper continuity in terms of the spine of the team. The spine of the team. There are certain positions, a lot of teams coming to the World Cup who wants to win it are not joking with. To be specific, centre back, midfield, the attacking quartet. It would yes reconsa any magay. Yow. Premier League need on they do certain stages. You need proper qualities to step up for you. That is where I think, say, Obiti said that Ben quite ahead of Harry Maguire because the last World Cup England boy, you know. Not almost two centre backs near John Stones near Harry Maguire. So instead of Dambeno, you can have John Stones and Harry Maguire. I'm not saying let them start. But yeah, these two prove yourself at the World Cup. They are proving. You can rely on them, subjected to that, to give you results. Trent Arnold has been part of this team. Big games been on more. But when you are from the onset now, who's on another Trent Alexander-Arnold. But I think the positive at their back line might be just Reece James and John Stones. How much run there? Men share them who England and what in Papa Biao. Jao Kwanza. There be. I think England's strength at the defense will rely on two key players, Reece James and John Stones.
Maguire don't cry. Say this season has been very instrumental and for Ariel to say duels, no say if the set pieces are for
he takes
or against
or to keep both boxes. Tina make us on your finance start on cast ordinary or to keep both boxes. Or take he takes both. Ivan Toney, I'm happy for him. Or a different profile to strikers no more for England in or the next back to goal. On say Watkins running more into channels. Harry Kane love to drop deep and play. Where a penalty box striker, he will love to stay in the box. Brilliant addition. Saka, Saka has proven himself in the national team. I don't think there's any better right winger in the English national team than Bukayo Saka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they mention us no. I know them I don't have any problem with the Clara. He has been there. But Jordan Henderson, we're about 38 minutes playing club football. 2022 wasn't like Jordan Henderson was one of the money Croatia no 20. Yeah, rebel. Then Jordan Henderson is back into the setup. That is what I'm saying for Thomas Tuchel. It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't begrudge him. He knows how he wants to set his team up. 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. Solid, the man. But me, I'm a TA. I think me analyze the teams now or more pray for World Cup now. Yow, selection win ma England be DH kakra. World Cup ni Spain were any muchen omo. Argentina were any muchen omo. I think say France were any muchen omo. Yow. Brazil were any muchen omo. To even be serious, I think if there is an African team, Morocco or Senegal might even do better. Morocco, because Morocco played in the semi-final the last 4 years. It was ball semi-final last for Wontumi big rojo munyo move free. Edim komona Wontumi ni Morocco mfani nsinche. Morocco might be around. Portugal cry my. adwuma with Thomas Tuchel, he needs to prove beyond reasonable doubt per these players or the Omoko World Cup by results. Yeah, a far Obemanu Kulaba Kessie Bruta. Oh, the German magician. Oh, Ombayan Melen cry. Also on a son is a Melen Kaka.
Dear Baconessence and Joffon and Cassom war Juki. I'm so more Naja took your selection.
The only thing that can is resource. Resource. Properly resource oriented.
Who's that for Macquaco Chiamba say Harry Redknapp, Ebeka say, Fusway, the German spy. After so many appointments.
No more appointing, no, Oman, Daily Mail Franco fan report to be a mason in the area Jai issues be. Baby, I'm Fabo who cry no Mokofabai. What you say? So the only thing a bit is Thomas to kill 120cc and there's a boys or do a mukui. What are you? Maoda Mamunko Bodro be first game against Croatia 1-1 be not the mistake being free one of the defenders. We won't headlines on Metro. And I think they can also rely on Harry Kane. The big boys will need to step up for the English national team. Declan Rice, Reece James, John Stones, Harry Kane, Bukayo Saka, Jordan Pickford. These 6 players, yeah, almost step up my Englander. I think they can do something better. But the list in the then the back line, I have a lot of questions around it, especially going into a major tournament like the World Cup. Yeah, away from Thomas Tuchel, and in Nkomo Yeshua say this transfer market will open it up for certain key players to leave their comfort zones a step up. Because Metia Belo Anopeya, Metia Belo and Nkomo Didi now would dinner review the Namna. On one yacht, on your part of Jose Mourinho setup. Officially, Guardiola Saba Besnako. So players are whipper. There's definitely going to be a domino effect. I think for Real Madrid, they will need to really sit down and analyze Omu team in the midfield. With or without Jose, I think they will have to push further and go and get Rodri and bring him in. I'm going to find him. But I think Tottenham Hotspur after this season, Omunya Coutinho will quite manenko. Captain in yes, sir.
Go last summer.
Captain in yes, sir. At least Chiredobi. You see, team so team will call relegation.
Board decider. As a captain, Wepra. O se
there be Sagim no here on in Argentina, Belgrano, Okoshe, different Argentine Premier Division football. The attitude and trait of footballers. And sometimes people question the loyalty towards footballers, especially with what they want to do. Yeah. A hard dream. But hopefully, I think this team comes out best and stays in the Premier League at the end of the day. Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah.
Wontumi.
Apapo kesiye. Ni anu besi abra yen na se. Apapo de munyam she abre ana se after 7 solid years. Yeah, the last goal no shebi na dane ni show na na say na call. You need players like Cristiano Ronaldo to be in the good mood going to the World Cup. Oh, Portugal. Oh, here, on say Messi, Ronaldo mono. You need them to be in a good mood, especially when it happens to be the last dance. I don't think Messi and Ronaldo will play the World Cup again. So you need them to be in a proper good mood going into the World Cup. Ronaldo, I don't know what you know. He goes into the World Cup with his shoulders up high. Say at least, when failing them, or the same confidence now, Portugal. I'll come and explain the reason why I believe that this World Cup, the Portuguese team should play to the strength of Ronaldo rather than individual talent. Ronaldo and to say Ronaldo na ni enim na not to treat the whole pack no. Ye Ronaldo on tese first the no city tie abrabo ankasa unyina na ne o mesesa. Wankasa wote wo unim se osisi. Wo ko anim na bia sisi ne ba form. Wo ko anim na wadidie na onioma bi ba form. O stamina bi na ne onioma bi ba form. For Ronaldo adeba ko na ho odi sese pa. You just create for him. Wo de create man. And I had a second goal no share, baby of far born the angle no. Just create for Ronaldo. Portugal shouldn't think about letting Bono own to me more. Yeah, Ronaldo born ya happy this season. No,
Bona.
Anna said born ya happy pa.
40 years going on 41 years, Messiah. Obi Kran correct and be 5 years.
Ronaldo has nothing to prove to anybody with a success of football.
And it's an America say. What's Argentina generations from Obaya 2015 the Copa America 2016 the Copa America Centenario the he grew money Sabio no among farmers no Debbie but boys you mo imagine say omo Messi no you Argentina the last edition yes but me who Portugal squad and say the boys we man Messi no omo ye biama Ronaldo
the team America say they will need to play for him near say born Ronaldo no own to me money gidi say first no Ronaldo the number fast back we no about pass but I say what dream you say Ronaldo first no the way I know city jibbo no done no run 30 meters and no come back we no train hamstring or da ho kakra Ronaldo own to me yes ade any biem but the best quality of Ronaldo now is a fox in the box yow money 50 emu 35 emu 40 better net e say what drew Inzaghi level no but no mobi create for him create for Ronaldo. Just play for him. Obinji creativity ne born him. What the mon can change say, oh the penalty box no Martinez in any common ganya. Oh the Ronaldo oh the ball will come at the back. Ronaldo say 50, more for chances in the money 50. Because that is the best he can do. Argentina. A dream maybe now Rodrigo the poor mo bobo net say be a tree or modro. Yow. Ucha no pim. Oh, Mama Messi han ho kra say betwa
Mate
betake Debbie.
Wontumi.
He goes into the World Cup with a very good mood.
And a plasma
Portugal.
Mate Meza Steve Bray.
Yeah, so bad what's about Ronaldo Avaso? Oh yeah, a bit of congratulations at the man and Nimfia wedi the expectation. Nko amadwene mu de. We are seeing expecting be free Ronaldo ho. But Ronaldo no na create the perception on one adwene he feels say he has something to prove to the world. So he can still do it. But the we are seeing ajatum say ni greatness no obi no obetima quench that fire. He has done it. He has proven it. But Ronaldo person chiri as say I still have something. Maybe be actually say. Yeah, I enjoy it there. Me can say my best version of Ronaldo was at Manchester United. I enjoyed him so much. But the way he goes about crying, complaining about every little thing, he feels also prove be to really be. As a bit me more than compare will be that therefore but for a 40+ year old who cries over every little defeat, every little disappointment, that is a downside of it. But game now Ronaldo have a born throughout in the career. Yeah, he has nothing to prove again. But no and what the state of self-denial. So Bejia too say, oh, I've done my bit. If I'm a part player, fair enough. If I'm starting, because in life you can't always win it all. And you may be you do the right things, but yet you will not win. It does happen in life. Until 7 years after Odo Omaji, I have huge congratulations to him. But a real football loving fans and the feel say he has paid his dues. But I want no ankasa. And my narratives there, he still got a lot to do. Young Kanokre, World Cup stage, the competition over there, and the issue or Anas are near, people will not be so lenient on him in terms of going hard on him, referees protecting him, Ebiana and Kobasa. But he has really done well. With England squad, you see, conversation in the about Kasano, they are at where they are because of who they are. England for no. The fact that 66 no omoje World Cup, omunji Euros. They are the reason they are where they are. Because cars are not doors of change. Say, yeah, my manager and peace of mind to work. Now, the yastic a year near Gary Saget Ekoye at the last World Cup. At the last few World Cups on my tournament. Because the semi-final default or the competition or so. That is the benchmark. But yeah, what's that to share English national team? So maybe I'll say what has been one thing Ama England affiliate the fact that they've never had a team. But they've had group of players you who almost say talented. More the abilities to win trophies for England. That is what you are witnessing. Now so Thomas Tuchel team now why now? He has picked players he feels they will get the job done. Not necessarily players on the court with the flashy headlines. In every position our picking, you can easily predict the lineup of England and what he needs from each player.
Wontumi 101.3.
So yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold Obeko na owum why Tuchel o manembo adena o ma we starting na wa Bob Mayfieldokrada Trent can still play in this position. And yet what could have been and what ought to have been. It's about the Tuchel feel say the team for England about getting the job done.
Okay.
So there's a difference between praising names like Kopama and then the Oyeda. To be very honest with you, this season, at the end of Kopama offer, he is talented, no doubt about that. But this season has the performance unmerited a call at the English national team. Same can be said of Trent Alexander-Arnold. He has had issues with injuries. And Tuchel has never been a fan of Arnold's game. He's looking for a right back, not a right back with an advanced responsibility. So he's looking for a right back that will perform the duties of an orthodox right back. Not the Amuhun in the modern game. No. Into check the left backs, check midfielders, Ezri Konsa, Obia on Shevia, and a baby argue for Ezri Konsa's inclusion. But he has been very consistent. And Aston Villa are European champions in the UEFA Europa League. Obeko Gerard Kwanzaa and Leverkusen, he has proven, and he's a youngster. See, really a transiter. There should be somebody overtrain the rest along. So it's a time for him to go to this World Cup. Now, attackers now. Bukayo Saka, Noni Madueke. And you feel a coach in the Matrama Kweo. Ordinarily, now come back here the conversation of Masdorman, Rio Ngomo has said, but he has a business at hand. I also Okonoko execute. So Unko Pampa Obia Ivan Toney has been scoring in the Saudi Pro League. Oli Watkins. So he has chosen 3 solid center forwards. If he decides to go 2 center forwards in the game, he has them. Baku TH3. Inti, he couldn't have picked a better team than this. Inti, Omo Man Conor Maguire, whoever Ubonidino. He has a team that can get the job done. It's not about celebrities. You're witnessing the Beckham Owen era. You're Gerard Lampard. And then there be opening come almost say the egos were too much for them. Omanko as a team. Omoko as rivals from Omu team. But he has chosen players. There's near 0 egos in that team. Players who are willing to do the job. Yeah, World Cup if all things go well for England. And yet World Cup they will perform at the World Cup.
Okay.
The English national team will perform at the World Cup. Matisse Bimu names the more for the Blasters will have a chance. Then Okana Sana, nay, because support Chelsea, supporting Liverpool or Madrid. Not there. I know that feed you in times past.
Yeah, and say one friend no.
And no one some now the discussion. By a efficiency. I do not think there are any better players at England. A bit me and name our squad not done the other bay. Kopama or Fanio maybe, but this season even for Chelsea, he failed to do that. so you wouldn't want to gamble on a juma or fire, so you're spy. And on not taking big decisions, and Dortmund, he did that. At Bayern Munich, he spent just one season. Bench Thomas Muller. At Chelsea, Romelu Lukaku, 90 point something, I'm the Cotono. Okoye interview to Sky Italia, or drop in. He has taken bold decision. Check Chelsea team na koje Champions League, Check a lineup, Now your players who envisage these are the players on which magic Chelsea the Champions League. But he took bold decision at Paris Saint-Germain. He's not the man he fear sacking me from the job. It is a stubborn guy, our manager who can get the job done there. He's that person, and consistently he's been doing that, no matter who is the president. So this is the best, in my view, in my opinion. I'll meet me ready for the World Cup. Pep Guardiola, Man City announced he's leaving. Now I must say one of the stands, the Pep Guardiola stand. Yeah. Me who manager be a waba EP or not. Why am I effort to say the Pep Guardiola ayana? Look at the number of games about 592 games and we're winning 416. Now we no anchor say Ubeka say a Premier League dominance, so Champions League games, any other competition count. Check the number of matches are we winning. Now Man City for man a flyer be in some big so. I am so spot on. Say Shadrach beat me. I say the game changer, history maker, City forever.
As simple as ABC.
He has changed the game. Indeed, he has changed the game
and made history.
Premier League era started in 1992. Ever from 1992-97, no be the 75 points edgy league, 78 edgy league. Way during the time at City in the Premier League era, I had the hardest and the most difficult era Premier League ni behu. Manager BN who are team ISR. He is the manager who force manager other managers to change to be able to win. That is Pep Guardiola. He is the manager who had 4 in a row, 100 points, 100 goals. On the team bid 97 points console in the league. That is Pep Guardiola. And to the debate about between on any Fegi, why Nasa you see, Sikasamini changing the face of the league in 2004, and a Marino this style be by. And Obeje 1-2. Fegi and the others found an antidote to that, and almost stop paying. But for this man, the legacy, when you're friend of proper legacy and influence, proper dominance in the league. It's no amateur discussion because almost the Atete he will dominate. Football no matter kakra. Anytime there is dominance by a manager, the style of football no, a style worth emulating. The Juventus team no must share almost 10 Serie A championship. Conte be free, but whoever came in at was so the EDJ. Bayern Munich the no moye no. Barcelona team under Pep Guardiola under Luis Enrique. Say a cat dominance. The Real Madrid team na Zidane the year Jumano. Because there's something synonymous. And they say they have quality, they have a pattern, they have something Usuana who impart to our club in the Arsenal can't dominate the Premier League.
Say be na abe afi yem fogo bone fena yem pay the results I know and matter the most.
Dabi. The Omodiaji League in any account. Should they play the way na yakana?
I always the watch say bisa atita ba nobody efe
yes.
And was son or the way no. Two was watch say winning and what they can say.
Yes.
So mukoso bon say
it was Pep Guardiola
dominating.
Pep Guardiola. Okay. So I opened the door for Arsenal to dominate the Premier League.
Wontumi.
See, I can't dominance. Pep Guardiola had the definition of dominance into find a style of play, no, and the ball now no, spending our year, and getting the best of the spending. That is the money. He is a manager who forever love, but for whatever City wants to do for him, who deserve it. For 10 years, absolute dominance and achievement now in the Premier League. I don't think any manager about Premier League history when you that much of an influence game no so.
Okay, well Steve me that say ye emra ni afre emra me hwe ye di free efie so ba league no emu aye she Paul
Obani
say BBI cool.
Oh BBI fine. So what can you Shadrack come say you know BBI no something which is the entire no her throw ye and so team down boss one no no step. But fancy starting for the general start of the Ghana Premier League. I'm say ye kwa no say season no ye kwa ba na wie ya ne sa say nche bia na season no team ba na wie na before say meto so ano awdu aye pakiki integrated physical sports therapy and fitness center fancy doctor say omunyira monitor program no amabia so etini akama and so etimi wonti sabe pepe enetie na doc baby amosumo bia enchacha mo Ghana yem Premier League no hwɛ the general start of yem Premier League na to say ye league ne kɔ nimpa na die nti a me meye niema me ensa bi ɛwɔ ha na ma kyerɛ Ghana fo die nti a wɔse league no ɛwɔ se ye di sikashim e league no sikanim enchama nkofo bebre ehun ni say as a league na yebon ye nkofo hun say di agro and it's true because this season o dey compare last season improvements are about a league ni no e was true.
Okay,
improvement in terms of goal scoring, in terms of everything.
That's how Binema will be a million Ghana cedis.
Abasro na France year starting free I say we last season, this is last season. Last season your ball matches in every year no. Your ball last season league matches in every year. Your ball 306 games. Home wins 173. 56 away wins, 77 draws and a BM. Now if you check the goals here, 591 goals and you say Usha home goals by 393. Away 198. Half time, first half goals 280. Second half 311. Yellow cards 906. Red cards 34. And a penalty award there 61. Now out of the 61 you say 52. You say 9 and 11 and I say 11 on goals and a bam the whole season. The whole season you 11 on goals. Now fancy obi baka say ada no ba take same way. Yen sha dey bi hwe we a top scoring chart of last season. Steven Amankuna.
Yeah.
Or say 15 goals
for Chelsea.
Yes. First are Chawate. Ebo Nation so say 12. Abetamo nya 12 na na Kwame Opon e Heart of Lions enya 11. Joseph Eso enya 11. Obi ntie de ye yasebat. Obetia sesesi enche. Now fancy. One papa odasi. Your friend Augustine Okra. Obon board Mabete United. Now why are they be ade na why enie. When him say Augustine Okra aya odasi se on lead e go kino. With 15 goals, one game to go.
Equal last season.
Last season there no. Augustine Okra one goal to equal 2013-2014 league season on one Kasan record.
Wow.
On one record. It's all one goal so be equal.
O she two runners were breaking on the record.
Were breaking on one record as a set for. And this season, ya bought 33 games, was 15 goals. The Otosumi no 13. The Otosumi and Sasha 30, that's someone attack me. We no be a kind of or that's from or the hot chedo. No goes nema, but Augustine Okra and goes start here day. Eba, as well make a better mas 15 goals way, young Trento. Now you may share the Saw has a CA. Fancy Ghana Frontier said the last 6 seasons, top scoring chart nini since 2020. Since 2020, top scoring chart nini. Now share the 2020-2021 season, yenya 18 goals, Oji go kino. Or say 18. Everyone eba yawano 2021-2022 season or say 22. Obient from there, obient to me sebiem. And if you want to say, I bet not go 2022-2023 season.
Emma 18.
Emma 18. Now eba 2020. Amankuna 2023-2024 19. Ansana. Wait free one ansana we have. I bet not go at the end of 2022-2023
season. Final season by season.
Yes.
Okay.
Season by season. It's way Amankuna the end of 2023-2024 season. Only 19 goals. Now last season you drop it by 4. I drop it by 4. Any. It's last season then drop it by. And then I say Augustine Okra so I day. I say.
obi kasa ebu bisa sa de tira me hwe sa de we because your goals na ma Sadat project in mame general start na me tira your goals no de ntia ma na me ne Newton edi nkomo ana ni teacher me say bi wa defenders na this season as o masa yeah
so goals ne man
goals ne dia this season eba but top scorers no omo lead goal king no since Brantia ne din ade yawano set 22 yenya 20 goals a drop it last 2 seasons ana a friends Brantia ne din ade that's Steven Amankona ebenya 19 from there last season a drop it by 4 it this season so yahye this season die ni say 15 na ewo ho no eda ho on say da ho we ni da ho dada it yahwe ni mu say bibia be come now the general start any now aka one game play about 297 games 170 goals and yahye home 47 away goals and yahye 880 draws and abem goals no yahye 587 goals and yahye and a home no 396 goals 191 away goals and a half time near 292 second half 295 this season goals no second half na ebapa now yellow cards are showing this season 1032 red cards 44 penalty age 82 emu 61 yase emu 21 yase no on goals aba no 16 it is our pe na no so etie na yewuram enso etim e league nim Shadrack mame fixtures no na yenim komo kakra na bibia etim ko kama this weekend eno na ye friend kokrom obi nkasa 24 kokrom ba wo ye din abeko uhwe Olivia na obra wo ma obeko me no kasa nation service na kwan so eko ayetamali omone Kerala United eko akobo na ibenya House of Voka obebo mediama enu atibrekum Chelsea ebebo Beche United kotoko ebo Suedo All Blacks Young Apostles ebo FC Samates Vision ene aduana ebo Kerala United ebo Nations Gold Stars ebo 11 Wonders and afi Basek Holy Stars and so etimi abo there's a Dreams FC last and that's match day 33 we mo na players omoje man of the match awards no oko Nations and Vision game na Gordon Ametefe ono na da go post no on the J man of the match and what Kevin Obeng Mediama against Lions or J Augustine Japan 11 Wonders against Brekum Chelsea on the nya Patrick Mensah Ejema Diana Stars wabra almost Asia Young Apostles obo 2 goals e was that game nim Sraj Seidu ese go Edema Dreams FC and also enya man of the match Augustine Okra ese go and so Edema Beche United and also etimi enya man of the match Asamet Chei ebon ball Edema club fan ato Samates and also a winning man of the match against club and the Asofuk Anompo a branch fan Zadin Mohammed and also winning against Suedo All Blacks City Sabepe and Tiana coaches na kasa brand ko mame first na bidwafo enso intimi entoaso
wo Paul Mate me da senti nations na mkwemu ko wo so mko no mko bona another decider am so ye koroko so a game no ebeba so hu nkomo no nyina no ye bedi na ya hwe sede eno nso ebesi akona yasebo say de ayere se benta new
yo ada ayere se
benta
league kra bom pese ko mon tiso kra manenka be 12 na
no me kra me hwe say dynamics na see last day no because obi abawe utimi survive wakwa we utimi relegate nso man yeye
yo
there's about nations ne
All
Blacks
someone does your call ho is so nations na Blacks nations both teams go away nations pa last week All Blacks ko Karela so All Blacks ko Karela how the nations ko na now what in fear pa lose 3 points if a nations here nations everything about nations in the Ghana Premier League has been beautiful. Even Omudi nations come the ball league, you know. Omudi no how much form Omudi coin Omudi no say Legon cities a buy. What's that by the enemy Legon East Legon West Legon actually one will be back account near the bus. Obo by Legon cities. Now from 4 per the meaning of Legon and the cities and here and all of that. Out of nowhere we had nations. Nations have performed so well. the season they really wanted to win the league, you know, if you and a massive and man can be share one penalty. And an annual I mean yo. But our Blacks, so why you this season, they have put together one of the squads. Almost deserve also make a relegation, honestly. A hard journey, but omo yeru nyina ko fight na omo nhwe omo survivor how omo stay in the Ghana Premier League no back, but a big task, big mountain pa no me be friend Oblast be Kumasi. And no meza be ka say Kotoko fans say match we die omo na agi abo ama place no. And I'm so bo mo do no kan keka mo ma Kotoko fans omo ma yaw omo kan omo ma
last game wo fie die
na odi yan kan kranche hu a club like Kotoko epe fans abe jine chairman the league no omo ama na fe Kotoko this is when bibia yo ono want to win the league no want to win FA Cup Kotoko enko relegation dia de na Kotoko e fight for it is a match na sabe enfaso bia ni so mfama club no eno na wo be how ho na fans be good stadium na besides meza e has club ma e has for Kotoko fans ma but e footwo de ma empanifo di club nanim e kai bo men kan footwo e kai bo de ma o say omuma bibi ringe at the back of their ears say fans no journey for quality players for a long time. Oblast ni Kotoko ninto kwa ye ko ho na moko ye sei na swedrofo nya ne poma ye sei no mabeto ye yawo tofra bi bia ni ho mo betimi ya na ntwie sebe nka say Oblast tofra, but it's a literal statement bibia na bibia ni ho betimi ya na ntwie oh it's a place na so many motivation bi no mo bobo no say e be a last game of the season no so person mo share e fie no the ma fans no people mo ni wo ni so but what the make say
yes,
but there is no element of rivalry between Kotoko and All Blacks. And now can so the anybody be ya obi on ye ko no mo ko ye say dabi All Blacks here one of those nkra area or your bibia na hwe na ko baby woni ni bibia ye the Kotoko a major response to the mess across what field season and as Kotoko respondo e marketing Kotoko to players and that response and ye ko All Blacks say dabi atwam ko big club and yes idea no ye respond to marketing ye see from say team kese or hini team yan confirm ko tuna nim say sika ne ye patoto play eso yi ne na no ba me ensa bia be di board ne nim say mun ni team ne nim no fa nko a omo see from to players man na nje enfa nje technical report from IMC no say season am ko say na ko ye hina nko ye hina say because me sure say ya no matter the obeye game no e failed in so opa mon ko fa jesi ya so mo texture no ye smooth in so create top player on for create one no whatever a failed resource no so resource so the response has to be massive on the recruitment table ye Kotoko ye ne ya buy ye board mpanyfo ye na na team na share House of player ben or no more boss SBD, no more bo Ali Muhammad D, no more bo wedi yakofo Ali Muhammad Nabakotoko, Kumasi Yakra, officers interest. Ali Muhammad, Yado Bakotoko, Isa, Yado Bakotoko.
I mean, the last time ABC said, will be crosses our capital.
Or Moje. And the Kenya, the spirit of the club. Ever fans and any J. So has defender more Bakumase, Yadama. I want to cry has the car over the kakakra. I would do for me. It has to come back.
Oh, see if Chastela, how do you say Chastela and a big boy? He's the star of at time politics who crew when you know Chastela God in a bloody. And I know more image your home. Until before no stand foreign for no crowd on my one year than a bed. The terrible tell about you don't bote dear or God in a bloody dear or and Bamo dear or but now no. So Kotoko breaky bank in Kohasa, one or Kofa.
I say play your bone in about center back.
Oh no. Yeah, I dare not ben one and I only know what is really wrong. The sort of quality a Kotoko here and the expectation of fans, no.
Okay, so you've been to different centers. Who did team always where you want kasa as a person I may be Saudi now about manager be and I say be a sporting director be there. Centers about Kunyana who matches out DH as a media man the match in Nano. Also pencil players be down with their quality out of so with the didn't be boy because sometimes Koroko has gone in for quality by Nipan Bebano. Maybe a one sound shed other aspects, maybe a Nipan attitude towards training, attitude towards matches any other. When you be a vuzo kita sound your money no ye didn't bar and you nipa back in you say be a cast my center backs too. My be a midfield, my striker from league and Lucas Navuse or more buyer or more hit the ground running. What pencil be down?
Yeah, me feel so. Me my dream asem na me no share you.
No one's na me no kano.
Run to me.
There be a house in a Kotoko. Ijira no. Me a fan. Unfortunate to be working for. Into yeah, me new man me taking from the fan perspective. For fan perspective, the entire Kotoko ne house here brand say most of the players about Kotoko ne house they didn't watch what we watched. The Dombote, the Mike Asante, and it's sunny and they are passionate about it. The players no be bringing Kotokona. They don't see it as sunny.
Okay.
Omunya has na. They don't see it as sunny. So it means everything to us. To say me can say tell me tremo angel way higher per se juma. So when you it is everything to you.
Yeah, true.
But the no. Ma observing and say players do na what has and Kotoko no. Omo an share the tailors. Omo an share the real Ghana even 2009 serious football na share league you know. Into omo nim what it means. Anything a supporter need brace and tia he doesn't understand.
Say I didn't know what boy lose contest no.
Yes, because baby and me wono and the question I was had a follow up question and I'm so treat here no
because me say local league there me I will always say Ebenezer Aban will always be
now hold it here
somebody
now for start still Ebenezer Aban Kotoko House of Folk we have seen just as okay you know we all belong to the same generation. We saw Kotoko House of Folk team both teams build on some level of chaos and rivalry. When you talk about Ebenezer Aban, me for Aban ahead of Ali Company. Me for them run so. Ebenezer Aban, Heart of Lions captain, no solid guy. Last 2 seasons, on our highest scoring non-attacker. We attack striker scene chair, and then Rona Salim Adam joining them. On when you double digits crowd, or no Aban, no. He is a good player, but I may say, Kotoko last season won your trophy. Oh, FA Cup, eh? I feel one your trophy. Yeah. So you want to make a point, Kotoko FA Cup, in 2 years.
Africa.
So let's speak to Kotoko and your trophy. That is when Madrid that is a point because I don't want to lose the standards. And the standards is one, my company, our house of folk, number Ebenezer Aban, our Heart of Lions, me has a team in Hong Kong for a lot of reasons. One, when has Kotoko ever has a folk defender, you know what it means. The attention media for Ndebeka. And the sort of PMB idea what has a phone and fee. Me, I live having me who was good, or but 2 years team. Of your academy by first of all, and went me on survive or ne camera and the agency, you know, camera quaha, and I live having a Sokoi. That time team never won't me room, my journey on a Buaku Tomo, won't me room. But Ali has gone through the trajectory. Vision, apart from Vision, there's one other club or Koye. There's before Vision, Accra Lions or Captain Accra Lions, and they call Hasifukuno or Bobo Tiakotokono. And I'm saying, say, Sakotoko Frenchly, no musa lise o san say o has o say me season ma bowie but o money me din komo obi on kind of salary in show but man offer say your amount 10,000 no ntwa kwa kra bi so hold it yeah sponsorship bia na beba na ye say so ma o brands no 50% fee no call kits enyina you free for the next 3 years no o chitin through phone so o ntwa kwa kra bi
new me to the na because honestly very good center back. So apart from Bono, who was saying from that angle say yasan Kenya rival.
Yeah, sorry. As I see it here anyway, that's sorry. Why Madrid call for Adagula?
Ona Basa so we are
no mood in home come Basa in the Madagula on a Madrid for say no way.
Said an young beggar so mo Pedrino.
Sano community. Come on, Pedrino so upon Mefano. You see. So media abandon technically you are right. But media say if Kotoko wants to really make a statement this time now, Kotoko Africa got 5 status see say maybe a challenge. I want to see that. Club on the area, we want to see that. But I want to be African top 5. Study Steve plus what can India. And I Kotoko in marketing me who's marketing.
My numbers in business Steve say all departments on the pitch. Oh, be more
right back. There is none in the country better than Kotoko right back.
Me tell you okay. So who dey na wo ye?
Na beka. Also meka Ebenezer Abano. Ana dey Alibem. You see the days that na Kotoko has Koto player, they were the best in the country. So not the fact that you perceive critical.
But you don't continue to stick to the past. No, the day. If you continue to go back, that's not the game.
But none of the House of Folk centre backs, and they're better than centre backs at Kotoko. Even those at Kotoko, we need an upgrade. We are supporters say Pen American was
okay.
Where we need to be, we need an upgrade. I was centre backs even at Kotoko. But I wouldn't choose any of the House of Folk centre backs ahead of Kotoko centre backs, if all things being equal. So days in a house player, one make it dinner week in and week out, he's doing well. It is Nkobi or why bet me dinner critical your cry in this instance, in this conversation. It should be Asari. Because you're a Blasters goalkeeper.
Okay,
you are creating chaos. Yes, it's not about Ali, it's not about.
Okay.
Because you're fun to say a merchandise cry. The number of shares they be Asari Beton. These two that you are mentioning their name, they can't do that.
Into the league in the mono.
Yeah.
This is here because
no. Say a call. You see, when you have
league and love to me uplifted Kotoko.
Near Kotoko support.
And I'm saying, say it has to be great.
Being Ghana now.
You see, when you go outside Africa,
new person say, Saturday now cannot be a infant say sorry to so be a quality not dropping. Of which I mean, I bet you if I be called be American. So see, it's also making case. I know I call medium also per salim madams. You want to boa. About in dollars, not even in cities.
Because Salim no North Africa for the banner.
Yeah, it is why ready there. And your man Salim took when you know day. Maybe a prince of Wusu on your Blasters call up. So me person me fa prince be midfield yeah. That is the quality and so you want to see.
Yeah.
You understand.
What say open there now. Understanding. And send you from who outside in here different. Baby Akotoko, if you want to build and get our supporters back to them, we don't need say young cost spend maybe a 5 billion or 6 billion on Salim. Your money be a 60,000 a month.
Yes.
That is not what we need.
Yes.
We need players. One. Say after getting them, they will improve market value. No be double or be triple. But recently, say players now here form local way. Market value no say na. We are talking strictly football and business. Inti se Kotoko timi konya mukwala na interest fi Tanzania ba mbela na interest bebreba Kotoko fa abetamwa na within be 3 games na interest wo hodia I down to a calculated scouting process or moye no or pace or anwoden but ebia o ma number no bebre se mukwala but when ya sa na man mi no but the area wa has say no eya obohu players na fefefe Baromo, you are losing on the business side of football. You are losing on the sporting side of football. Into names here, Oboy, Efe. but the Kotoko case is always different. Near Salim Bayan or Mediama, I pay attention. Oh, or Baha, I was a double no, I will last it for strange reasons. Into ye Kotoko no dear. To me, Ghana football team beer and discuss SM. Yet the any different, peculiar.
As a me whole can
yes, to me, club will be a Ghana have beer, someone discuss Kotoko.
Organization
different. To say, Coach Ibrahim Tanko said this is a Olusu or 8 games without win. And Kotoko, he will not stay. There will be pressure from the fans. Into wow, ABR team, who are DSA at this point, a subside but the masses will not leave you. Into say there, Kotoko has my only suggestion and say if you want to bring our fans back and get the name we used to have back then. It's not about Salima or Waha. It's not about who is doing well here. It's about having a proper scouting network across Africa. Now, your youth team, no, Aroras, and the Kotoko junior team, we know, Yema in here. Now, every resource, Anka, we say the Koto player be 3 billion, 4 billion. We should invest that in the NPM. So when you move from junior team now, they have commitment. They said, yeah, Alessa Samuamo. Agadas the Bobokoto because no Bokoto under 20 and no Samba back into Yankwara it said that way he's a 16-year-old. The first game for Kotoko when you have the confidence of Mami free kick mebo. But if you have a player be from Ashgold Aba no the old Hanokra or Sheki on Timimo.
Now so last question here.
If you say you rely on 16 years a year and the next is a trophies or if you call Africa a shoot to stand administrated there, then we are getting about 6 players from Africa straight who can all be starters. Per my understanding of this, okay. Either you form through the ranks. No man have foreknowledge of the club before nobody do no. When him be a club on the share, patch what as a son of walking. Or yen players are not canino. And my who level are your. In that case, in India, let's just say Africa, no matter 6 starters, or Yenya Botrani and Train and Crabbe get true.
Kotoko has.
How do you mean over BIO?
Biumumo, among top 10 African players.
Oh, yes, Cano. Oh, yes, Cano. Your limits.
No, all the limits in quota. You what the tone China budget size and America.
If you are spending a beer 1 million Ghana cedis, our players bear 80 our Ghana. Plus their salary. Mobile, when your resale value be there.
Attitude.
No, listen. Understand my point. Understand my point. Oh, the mommy you were teasing. Has a far radio vocal. About trainer. There were a lot of clubs chasing him. Almost far Linda in Tangi. A lot of clubs chasing him. It is say has. No, some signing even in Europe. You will get hits and misses.
I beg you So say
no, you will not understand.
Wontumi.
Every transfer, there are hits and misses. But so for Africa 7, now we're spending 10 million Ghana cedis. I will look at no. There's a huge possibility, say. So for Africa 7 and 10, we career or draw interest from outside. Because the name of Haas and the Kotokono is sounding higher in the African market. Once you use a player be bought Kotokono, it is assumed say he is very good. That is why Mbella Ebinya Cameroon call up playing for Kotoko. That is why Mukwala Ebinya. In Tisaunya already you are looking at the region of $300,000. It's
almost
$300,000 for 2 players. And you're saying
600.
If they come and these 2 players are performing out of the 7, you are getting this. But over spending 10 million on 8, why sir, you will not be getting any interest for these players, sir. Obeton. At the end of the day,
easy, bro.
Yes, sir. You might say, can't say place no more.
No, send you.
But Omo been a right to dream so far. No, been a camarade FR to Tinyesika.
Right to dreaming, so the ambition.
That is the point. So it depends on what you want to do.
na new
Right to
protocol
dream,
support
the
say be
ambition is different from protocol.
obefa to say bia the right to dream be fa so the nebe bono yakase man seasons
Good.
ebi so mo chase so mo tight
na what busa ma say be
Do you know
say
say right to dream in seven and anything that affect Blasters, you know.
And also
Because those players they don't play localized football. They don't play their league. So the intensity ni Bragan and English ball no. Oh no, he has been in an academy. Into only a few intensity.
And then there is a top
Blasters, no, I feel say it's just a football game that we are playing.
Easy international enko motama so apa mo sorry enko unye scan what you already know TV na why you say the person see any bia wo easy me paint papa na monya bia to project amoye campaign